guys, so today we're talking about writing equations. As usual, you should have your attendance quiz done and go ahead and update your table of contents to now have the third title of notes that we're doing, writing equations. Reminder that we do have a test coming up next week on Tuesday. All right, so now go ahead on to wherever you're taking notes for today. Put your page number and the title, which is again, writing equations. Today we're just focused on being able to write an equation. We're not actually really solving any. Before we do that though, let's go ahead and review something that we talked about earlier this week. Evaluating functions. Go ahead and pause this video and see if you're able to do this. All right, now that you have tried it, let's see if you got it right. So given f of x equals 5x minus 1 plus 2, what is the value of f of 3? That just means that x equals 3. So I'm going to change x to 3 minus 1 plus 2. And I'm just going to finish solving this out. I have still the 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. Plus 2. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 2, which equals 12. Making 12 my final answer. All right, we want to be able to recognize and write equations from word problems. That's our goal for today. So, again, we're just practicing writing equations. That's it. You're going to be given a word problem and you got to write an equation. So when you're given a word problem, you want to make sure you're identifying the key important parts. So a bicycle shop charges $12 per hour plus a $7 cleaning fee to rent bikes to customers. Write an equation to represent the total cost Y to rent a bike for X hours. With word problems, anytime you see them, underline what's important. That's always going to be your key thing. Underline, circle, whatever you need to find out what's important. That's what you need to do to make it pop out to you. So $12 per hour, that's something important to me. Plus a $7 cleaning fee, that's important. Write an equation to represent the total cost Y. It's giving me letters. To rent a bike for X hours, that's important. So they want to know, they want us to write an equation for Y, the total cost. So they want to know what the total cost is. Well, it is $12 per hour X plus a $7 cleaning fee. And that's my equation. So that's it, guys, that's all you have to do to write an equation. All right. Move on to the next question. Our next word problem is students from Morton Ranch High School went on a field trip. 6 buses were filled and 7 students traveled in cars. Write an equation to represent the total number of students that went on the field trip. All right, so I'm writing an equation for the total number of students that went on the field trip. So total number of students, that is going to be my Y. All right. My X is going to end up being with my buses because I don't know how many students are on each of those buses. So my equation is going to be Y equals 6X. And then the 7 students that traveled in cars, that's going to be plus another 7. Because my total number of students, I'm taking how many are on the buses plus the number that are in the car. Now, in this case, you didn't have to use Y and X for your letters. It's your choice if they don't specify the letters. All right, next I got, you bought a magazine for $5 and 4 erasers. Write an equation to represent the amount of money you spent. Try and pause the video to see if you can write this equation before you see me do it. All right, so I bought a magazine for $5. Then I also bought 4 erasers. So I know I have $5 already spent, but I don't know how much each eraser is. So I'm going to add 4 x. And this is going to be equal to y. All right? Remember, with an equation, you can't just write 5x plus 4 and think you're done. You have to be equal to something in order to be an equation. That's why I put it equal to y. I don't know what that total cost is, so that's why I make y what I'm equal to. All right, let's see. This one's a little bit long. We got Mary took her family on a hot air balloon ride. When it was time to land the balloon, they were at an elevation of 1,250 feet. All right, so that right there is their height, by the way. That's the height of their air balloon at the moment. And they're deciding right now they're ready to go ahead and land the balloon. In order to get to the ground, they began descending at a rate of 440 feet per minute. Okay? Descending, hopefully we all know, descending is going down. So I'm going down, I'm decreasing in height at a rate of 440 feet per minute. As soon as I see that word per, that's where I know, hey, that's probably going to be where my x is, by the way. Write an equation that can be used to find the height of the hot air balloon after x minutes. All right? So, x minutes, well, that's going to go with 440. All right? Now, with this one, we want to go ahead, we also have the other number of 1250. And they said that I was descending at the rate of 440x. When I see that word descending, we said I'm going down. So that means I'm not going to be adding here. I'm going to be subtracting here. And then I'm going to have y equals. And that's my final answer. All right, guys, that's it. That's the gist of today, that you were just writing equations. That's all you need to do. That's all you needed to go over today. So for today's check for understanding, this right here is going to be your word problem. I want you to go ahead and write the equation for it. Go back into your module. In your module, there's going to be another check for understanding that has the same exact word problem that you're going to go ahead and type your equation into. All right? That's all you got to do. Go to your check for understanding, read through this word problem, type in your equation, and submit. And then you are done for today. As usual, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to send me a message on Canvas or send me a message through email, Remind, whatever it is. Send me your questions if you need any help. Otherwise, that's it for today. You guys have a good weekend. Make sure you continue preparing yourself for Tuesday's test.